Meisterstahl hailing frequencies are open.
Okay, we're on.
The opinions expressed in tonight's podcast are those of the individuals speaking. They do not necessarily reflect the views of HarrisFilm Productions or its other crew members.
Hello, this is Steve Harry Harris and the HarrisFilm crew.
On the panel, we have Ian Burke.
Good evening, everybody.
Roy Ivey. Ken Mays. And Captain George Dillon, Matt Arnold.
HarrisFilm has entered the 2024 Showrunner Awards and were 2 of 27 entries. I'm not sure exactly what specific awards that they put themselves in for.
Tonight's movie is called Knights of the Void. Here we go.
What are we gonna do? This isn't even our ship.
I guess this is where we find out if we're here for a reason. Please tell me I have good news.
I made it to engineering.
That qualifies.
There are a lot of people injured down here and a few dead. It's a mess.
Now if I could just find a way to the bridge.
You can make it through Jeffrey's Tube 12, but
But what?
there's a hull breach on deck 1. Force fields are down, life support's failed.
Is anyone still alive up there?
No. Captain, that puts you in command of the ship. Captain?
Can you give me a damage report?
Warp and impulse systems are both down, phasers are out too.
We were only hit twice. How could it do that much damage?
I don't know.
I have to find a place to take command of what's left anyway.
Hold on. You can take Junction 15 to auxiliary control.
On it.
Captain Mason!
Yeah, the rumors are true. Back from the dead.
Lieutenant Jones, Lieutenant Rook.
It's, Commander now. First officer, actually. Such as it bloody is.
Well deserved, Commander. All right, what do we have left to play with?
Maneuvering thrusters and the navigational deflector. We have partial shields, but we can't stand another attack.
So who the hell is attacking us?
That I can't help you with. Romulans.
Of course, plasma torpedoes. But they shouldn't have been that effective against us, and why haven't they finished us off?
They're not even bothering to clump. They got us dead to rights, and they know it.
Any sign of boarding parties?
No, sir.
They opened fire using a regular disruptor blast, not even at full power, and waited until we raised our shields to attack with the torpedo.
They're testing their new torpedo's effectiveness against our shields.
They report back it was that effective?
The Romulans attack in force. We gotta stop them here.
Perhaps it's a new type of weapon. Something that takes a bit of time to recharge.
Gives us a little bit of breathing room, but not much. Jamie, can we fire a full power deflector beam from the main dish?
Not without blowing the dish in every single relay.
Rig it up.
I'll need a few minutes.
You have seconds.
If I don't align this properly, the recoil could breach the reactor core.
How do I aim the deflector?
You'll have to use thrusters to aim the entire ship. Jones, you'll operate firing controls.
Aye, sir.
Jamie, it's now or never.
Do it!
activate main deflector. Steady, Mr. Burke. You can do this. Jamie, you still with us?
Yes, but maybe not for long. The core is about to breach. Use the manual backup. Cycling power through ventral relay.
Warning. Reactor core ejection sequence is active.
Everyone hold on. That's it. All we have left is the battery. I can maintain life support for maybe a week. After that, it's over. Sensors confirmed the first disruptor salvo from the Romulan was only at 25% power.
They wanted us to raise shields.
If you compare the energy readings from the plasma torpedo attack on the Enterprise 6 years ago, it's 50% more powerful.
That recharge time, though, makes it too slow to be completely effective in a larger engagement.
The emitter is capable of firing an even more powerful bursts. They just don't have a power source capable of charging fast enough.
So they would need a greater source of power.
Jones to Captain Mason.
Go ahead.
We have the bridge back up and running, sir.
Good work. On my way. How many people did we lose on the bridge?
8. We stowed the bodies in the morgue.
Sarah, can you plan a service for 1,200 hours tomorrow?
Aye, sir.
Captain, we have a Klingon ship approaching.
Klingons?
Are they arming weapons?
No, sir.
On screen.
Captain, they're hailing us.
On screen.
Hello, brother.
So, I have to ask, brother?
My dad got drunk on Arcanus 4 one night.
Right.
Energize.
Hello again, little brother.
Quella. How do you know the Romulans are going to invade?
I've been tracking Commander Kamak's activities in service of the Chancellor for 6 years. He almost succeeded in overthrowing the High Council before your friends stopped him.
Do you know what happened to my friends?
No. Only that since he's been banished to Romulus, he's gained the full support of the Romulans for his cause.
Why would the Council break off the alliance with the Romulans?
Because They're trying to steal our military secrets while undermining the Empire from within.
Why attack the Federation?
First, Kamak wants revenge, and he believes that if his combined forces win a decisive battle against Starfleet, it will sway the majority of the Empire behind him. Second, he wants to prove that the Organians won't intervene. But most of all, he wants to appeal to the Empire's lust for battle.
Why?
Enough questions! You must act now!
Fine. Tow us back to Starbase 6.
I cannot. We've been gone too long already. The Chancellor allowed me to give you this one warning because he wants Kamak to fail. But if we do not return soon, others will become suspicious.
My ship's a wreck. What am I supposed to do with this information?
Our father knew that you were not dead. He had a vision that could only have come from Stovo Corps, that you would return and fight in a glorious battle. It was his final wish that we fight that battle together. When the time comes, I will be there by your side. But until then, you will know what to do.
You're making this shit up.
I'm flattered you think I'm that creative. Yes, my Klingon half-brother told me that the Romulans have some new way of powering the torpedoes on some experimental ship. It's all on this memory bank he gave me.
Of course. We think Romulan ships use an artificial quantum singularity as their power source.
A black hole.
The only way to enhance that would be with a source of energy from beyond normal spacetime, and the energy signature from this intel confirms it.
Somehow they've captured one of the aliens from the cosmic stream.
It's the exact same energy signature as 5 years ago.
Now how do we warn Starfleet and call for help?
I think I have a plan for that. We're only about 25 degrees off from the direct signal link between Starbase 6 and the outer subspace relay station. We could reach the beam in 6 hours using our shuttle. Now, the Yorktown moved outside of the shuttle's comm range with the starbase before it engaged the Romulans, but I think I could use the shuttle's engines to create interference in the signal to send an SOS, if we position the shuttle right in the signal path.
Could be dangerous if there are other Romulan ships out there. We'd be waving our arms, inviting them to find us.
I've died before. Well, almost.
Yeah, me too. I'll pilot the shuttle myself. We'll do this together.
You're in command now. Hell, you probably should have been the captain a long time ago. I know I can count on you.
We'll be all right, sir. You, be careful.
Never.
The distortion is consistent and repeating. Should be able to see it by now. Who knows how long it's going to take him to figure it out.
So, how did you and Eric become friends?
My first posting was in the nacelle tube. Most boring posting available. And one night I let it get the better of me, and I forgot to switch out a plasma relay. Almost blew up the entire Valiant. And then he reported me to Ramirez.
Well, that's, quite mature of you to not get upset with him.
Oh no, I was very immature and very furious.
What changed?
He took up for me the next day. He told me that I was a good engineer and that I just needed to focus and believe in myself. He was the first person in Starfleet to see me for who I really was. Not just a pretty face or my last name.
Well, I suppose even in the 23rd century, it's hard for some people to look past the surface.
And hard to let your guard down when people won't see you for who you really are.
Courageous and brilliant?
Look, a ship!
I'll say.
Damn it!
It was a good plan, Jamie.
Yeah, now we're both gonna die.
Probably, yeah.
Unless that's your brother's ship.
You guys need a lift?
Almost as much as I need a change of pants, sir. Did you time that rescue to the last second on purpose?
Figured it'd be more dramatic that way. Truth is, without that Cochrane distortion, we would have had no idea where to find the Yorktown after we lost their transponder.
Jamie's pretty clever.
What happened?
Romulans are testing a new weapon. It's a prelude to invasion.
Lieutenant Lamont, is there any further sign of Romulan activity in the area?
Negative, sir. Their last known heading was 111 Mark 14. Back to Romulan space.
Commander Jansen, tactical analysis.
It's been my experience that Romulans never do anything on a whim. If they're this far into Federation space, they've got something big planned. And now that they know we're onto them, they'll be back before we can get reinforcements into the sector.
Status of the Yorktown.
Completely disabled, hull compromised. The damage is consistent with the plasma torpedo hit.
They only hit us once.
I think their hull can withstand our tractor beam. I recommend we return to the starbase.
Proceed, Commander. Comms, let Admiral Slater know that I'm going to need to meet with him as soon as we dock. Engage.
Leslie again. I think that was Glenn Wolf's wife sitting at the helm.
Wait, Glenn Wolf is the guy that did the other stuff we watched, the Colonel Green episode, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And you see Mark Bell and Samuel Calkins did the VFX. Kelly Reynolds. Kelly Reynolds is the one that was the...
Yeah, Ray Casey was part of the too.
Yeah, that's Kelly right there. So, yeah, I get them confused. Sorry about that, guys.
So this is Avalon verse, but the Avalon verse crosses with the Excalibur verse, right?
Oh man, let me tell you, the Avalon Universe crosses with Constar Universe and everybody else. So yeah, they've been more or less a bridge builder along with Vance Major's groups, Vance Major and Frank Parker Jr.'s. No Budget Productions and Pilk Ferret Productions have been working with the other guys as bridge builders, you know. in the fan film universe, and this is one of the results. That's why you know. Did you notice they mentioned Menard? How did you know Eric? How many years has that been going on? 12, Roy? Something like 12 years?
Yeah. It took a while before Evil Menard showed up, but yeah.
Ian?
The film in general, overall, I enjoyed it for the most part. I thought a lot of the production was really, really good. I liked a lot of the compositing that was done visually. Their costumes were good and uniform. Their graphics were really cool. The engineering set, how you incorporated all those moving visual graphics with the traditional sets and all that, and then that smoky compositing, and the key lighting was like all on point with that too. I enjoyed that. All those moving graphics with the kind of TOS site sets, the smoky compositing, the key lighting and all, and it kind of like gelled right. It's that engineering's very, very similar in some ways to like Crytek.
Yes.
How like Ken took a lot of like my graphics and like other stuff and meshed them into this whole thing and created those big graphic displays. Yeah, it's like kind of like that. So
And
I
I'll
enjoyed
show
that.
the audience what you're talking about. So, yeah.
I do have to knock them on one thing: the pacing on the battle sequence in the beginning, gelling the sets together and getting all the stuff. It kind of came together. Cool, but I enjoyed it.
So, Ken, what's your input on this particular film?
There's some parts of it that left me kind of confused. Like when they told him you're in command now, but they had been calling him captain right from the get-go.
Right, you'd have to see things in order to understand that.
You should go back and watch all this film. It's you forget how far we've come with these characters. That they've moved along. You should spend an afternoon, maybe a week, watching Avalon film.
Yeah, and then he arrives in auxiliary control, and they start arguing over, I'm a commander now, and all that. And I'm like, wouldn't he be familiar with his own crew members? And did the guy get promoted to commander?
He was dead.
Because his superior officer had just been killed, and now he's bragging about, yeah, I got a new strap on my sleeve. It's like, it just seemed odd during a time of emergency to be talking about the new stripe on your sleeve. It just, and the pacing of the Romulan attack, it's like, okay, they're firing the deflector dish at the Romulan ship, and the Romulans seem to be doing everything they can to hold perfectly still to make a very good target.
Right, that was a little weird.
No evasive maneuvers at all. Okay, they're firing at us. Make sure that we make it as easy for them to hit us as possible. It's like, that would stretch my believability. Special effects wise, I got no qualms. Mark Bell was the modeler, so he did a damn good job on the models. He always does. He's one of the best modelers I know of.
How did you like that shuttle? That shuttle.
It was TOS and advanced at the same time.
Right.
And the interior set actually matched the TOS style.
Exactly.
So
well, see, they actually have that set.
I accept that, and that just went by me. It's like, okay, I have no problem with that.
It was perfect.
Perfect. Yeah.
And of course, Samuel Calkins did the other stuff.
The ridged Klingons kind of threw me. I was like, okay, are we in TOS or are we in movie era?
Yeah, it's Avalon.
It was sometime between the two that the Klingons regained their ridges.
Roy, you know these guys. You've met some of them.
Yes, I have. They bring a lot of professionalism to their work, and they're all about having fun. And I always like seeing Claire Donovan's work, and I always think of Back to the Future, which he makes a living as being an impersonator for Michael J. Fox. Yes. And good stuff all around with this production. They've mixed things from different elements. You guys were sometimes nitpick that, but I think it really works for this production because they make some sense out of it. It's an alternate universe, it's the Avalon Universe, and they use different elements in different places, and it's just another universe where technology advanced a little differently. Uniforms changed at a different pace, and it's not exactly the future that we know, and because it's a primitive ship doesn't mean that the controls aren't top of the line. And they have this whole theme that goes out through the whole thing with the Excalibur and the Knights of the Void. You know, they're pretty consistent with their Excalibur references. I really enjoy watching their film, you know, and you do have the sense that anything can happen. And their narrative changes. Then with the punches, sometimes the story changes because of actor availability, background things, and sometimes it's a planned thing. And they always are plausible. And they put a guy in as captain that's not a usual choice. You know, Tyler
Right. Did the story work for you?
Yes, yeah, the story worked for me. This is I don't know, 25% or maybe midway through.
What did you think there, Matt?
The story was good. The CGI was good. Everything fell in place where it should be, and they were in the TOS era, and that's exactly a few things made a little bit more modern in the technology, and like the heads-up displays and stuff like that was not in the original series, but you know, you got to modernize things. Since
I think that actually adds flavor to that particular production. So I don't have a problem. It confused me the first time I saw an Avalon film because the very first film I saw that they did had some TOS and the JJ uniforms mixed together. Not everybody was wearing the same insignia and that kind of a thing. And it kind of confused me. And I asked some questions, and they said basically what I had just said, that they were moving towards everybody having a unified look. Everybody gives it 2 thumbs up, 1.5.
2 thumbs up.
everything turned out fine. It turned out good. So I give them 2 thumbs up for effort.
Excellent.
I'd say 1.5.
Roy? 2? Okay. So you got almost a perfect score.
I would be just as harsh reviewing a HarrisFilm project.
Maybe more, because we're perfectionists and we're our own worst critics. Seriously.
Well, we need to get away from all this Combox stuff, you know, get some
Which
real
is what
sets
we're working
going.
on. Yep. Each of our groups likes to put our own little spin on our production, which solidifies the unit. And it helps you at a glance to know that you're watching an Avalon film. And that's what we're trying to do with Harris Films. We have our own individual insignias on our own distinctive costumes in some cases. We base everything on canon, and then we expand forward in time between TOS era and the motion picture and the Task Force 78 series. So each of us has our own little spin and creative control over what we're producing.
Special effects seem a bit janky. I mean, can you dig some of the lens flares?
Get with it, Ian. So that's it for tonight from Harris Film Reviews, Knights of the Void.
So, in closing, congratulations. And we are looking forward to your next film.
Well, we hope you've enjoyed our show. We try to do something to make your day better every time we show up.
Good night, Ian.
Good night, everybody.
Roy Ivey. Night, Roy. Ken Mays. And Matt Arnold.
Come see us again soon.
Like, comment, subscribe, and share.
Hailing frequencies are closed. Transmission complete.